Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Cook It. I'm Ed, and this is Wednesday, May 3rd. All right, so it's been a few days since I've been able to do a video because I had to work. So today, what I'm going to do is put together a recipe that I found online, which consists of a pound of ground beef, some onions. It's got some frozen corn in it, beef broth, a can of green chilies, a couple tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I don't think I said it right. A cup of sour cream and some beef broth. I didn't have any beef broth, but I had chicken broth, so I'm just going to use that. Also, it uses 1.5 pounds of cubed red potatoes. Now, there's a couple different ways you can cook this. One of the recipes I saw, you can cook it in the pressure cooker. And the other way you can cook it is in the slow cooker, which is what I'm going to do. All right, so I've got the ground beef and the onions already browned on the stove over there. So what I'm going to do is put the camera down here so we can get this all put together. And then I'm going to put this on high for about 4 hours to make sure everything gets cooked through. And then after that, we'll try it and see how it turns out. All right. So let's put the camera down here on the slow cooker, which I have already sprayed with some vegetable oil spray. So what you want to do, put the ground beef and onion mixture in the bottom of the slow cooker. And I added to this some steak seasoning. I'm sure you can just use whatever spices you want. Salt and pepper would probably be okay. All right, now you're going to take the potatoes, just dump them in there like that. And you're going to take the beef broth, or chicken broth in this case. I'm sure you can hear the dogs. They have been at it this morning. The W sauce, I think that's what I'm going to call it from now on, because it's just easier for me to say it that way. The can of the green chilies. Just put that on there. It says to use a 4-ounce can, but I got the 7-ounce can because why not? And the corn. I just used a whole bag of frozen corn. It called for a little bit less, but I thought, well, why not? I'll just use the whole bag. I don't want to waste it. Now, let me get my other spoon out here. You're going to take the cup of sour cream and just kind of put it on the top here. Because all this is going to cook together. And at the end of it, when we finish cooking it, take the lid off. You're just going to stir it all together anyway. And I like sour cream. I probably should have used 2 cups. But I didn't want to overdo it. All right. So now, of course, you know I like cheese, so I'm just going to put 4 cups of cheese on the top. It called for 2 cups, but we're going to use 4 cups. And what this is some sharp cheddar and some taco blend cheese, which is the Monterey Jack, Colby cheddar. Okay, here it is all put together. You want to put the lid on it. Okay, there it is, all put together. Now, as I said, I am going to cook this on high for about 4 hours. And at the end of 4 hours, if it's not a little, not as done as I think it should be, because those potatoes really have to get cooked, put it on for another couple hours and make it, cook it for 6. All right, so what I'm going to do is get this part 1 uploaded to YouTube. I will have the recipe in the description, so if you want to make this recipe, you can do that, and you can let me know how it turned out. All right, this is going to be a pretty short video because putting it all together really doesn't take that long. The prep took a little bit of time because I did have to cut those potatoes up, brown that ground beef and those onions together and all that. But once you get all those steps done, just dump it in the crock pot, put the lid on it, let it cook for 4 to 6 hours on high, or 8 to 10 hours on low is the other part of that recipe if you want to cook it like that. All right, everybody, we will see you in a few hours with part 2 of this crock pot meal, and we'll see how it turned out. All right, bye for now. Take care.